Hey, what's going on, guys? NG here, and say, well, I want to talk about this new information that Netflix is reportedly planning to hike prices. So, let's talk about this. Obviously, for those who don't know, this is Netflix Gamer. This is where we cover all the news around Netflix games and stuff related to Netflix. I have made videos about other things around Netflix, but majority around the game. So, this is obviously something I want to talk about because obviously this is kind of annoying. So, let's have a look. So, Netflix is gearing up to raise prices of streaming plans without advertising a few months after SG after actually I can't pronounce it. So after the actual actors strike is resolved, according to a new report, streaming service is discussing raising prices in several markets globally, and likely the first increased fees is in the US and Canada, according to the Wall Street Journal. A report citing anonymous sources, the journal did not have info on what Netflix's new prices will be or when they might go into effect. Okay. Netflix is excited to come on this report. In the US, Netflix's standard plan, 2 streams, no ads, is currently $15.49 a month, and the premium tier, 4 streams, costs $20 a month. This summer, Netflix eliminated the basic tier without advertising, which had cost $9.99 a month in the US and other markets, in a bid to drive customers to the $7 a month ad-supported plan or higher tiered prices. This past July, Netflix CFO Spence Neumann told investors that the streamer was more than a year out from any price increases in its major markets like the US. The company has largely paused price hikes after it began rolling out the page sharing program starting in May 2023. Netflix's efforts to monetize password sharing users, Neumann said on the second quarter earnings interview, most of our revenue growth this year is from growth in the volume through new paid memberships, and that's largely driven by our paid sharing rollout. He said, it is our primary revenue accelerator this year. Netflix's most recent increased prices in the US and other major markets in the first half of 2022. More popular streaming services has been hiking their prices in the past few months. In some cases, because they were initially underpriced to attract subscribers as of October 12th, Disney is raising prices for standalone premium tiers of Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN in the US. NBC Universal instituted its first price increase for Peacock this summer, as did Paramount Global for its newly merged Paramount Plus with Showtime package. And as of Tuesday, Warner Bros. Discovery announced a price increase for Discovery Plus without ads of nearly 30% in the US and Canada. Okay, so what does this mean? Netflix is basically increasing prices. We don't know what territories, what the price is going to be, or what this means. But I'll tell you what I think this means. I think this means because of the actor strike and the writer's strike, Netflix needs to pay out more money, which obviously they're a multi-billion-dollar company. They should have the revenue. Sorry, guys, I'm dealing with a bit of a cold, so if I do sound a bit off, that's why. But basically, from what I understand, is Netflix needs to focus on obviously trying to drive more revenue, because they don't want to lower the profit margins, and investors get really annoyed if you lower profit margins. So the way I see it, Netflix is trying to appease investors and obviously make more money in order to pay off these higher rates for the actors and writers. However, I do think that this is a little bit kind of scummy, especially since it's not been that long since the last price increase. Now, what does this mean for the games? Well, obviously, games are included within Netflix. So I kind of feel like this is going to be bad for some gamers if they play majority on Netflix games. Because I have Netflix through a Sky Q package in the UK, so hopefully I'm not as affected as others. But that's the thing, is Netflix here is in a really unique spot, because they had a major streamer, they had a bigger streamer on the market, and they can basically set ways across other markets. Now, I do hope that if Netflix is raising these prices, it's not like a massive increase, maybe like $1 or $2, because last time I checked, we don't need like a $3, $5 price increase, especially when they have an advertising plan which should bring in more revenue, because obviously ads do tend to obviously bring in more revenue as people are buying advertising. But I digress. Now, do I think this is going to be bad for people long term? I feel like, especially since we're in a cost of living crisis, this is kind of a negative idea for Netflix. Like, you could have waited till like inflation was down and that we didn't have all these major issues. But I do understand big businesses are just greedy corporations. So I hope Netflix sees sense, and if they do raise prices, they're not like a massive increase, and there's only like $1, $1.50, $2. But the premium tier already costs $20. Are we going to get to a point where Netflix is charging like $30 a month for its tier. And if we get to that point, Netflix better be giving me more than just TV shows, films, and some games. You know, Netflix better be giving me basically an experience where I can access the Roald Dahl catalog, Millarworld catalog, and every game via the cloud on Netflix. Because obviously, hear me out on this. Like, if you're going to get to a point where you're charging people like $30, $35 a month, for example, you need to offer them more than just the libraries that you offer. Like, yes, you have one of the biggest streaming catalogs of any streaming service. Yes, you're the only streaming service that offers games. But unless those games are via the cloud, and unless you're going to start offering people other things within Netflix portfolio, like I said, the Roald Dahl books and the Millarworld comics, I don't see how this is going to work out for Netflix. And I do think the anger is justified for a lot of people, because Netflix seems to consistently raise prices. I understand, obviously, you know, what $10 now is less than what was worth like 10 years ago. But, and people argue, what do you mean, oh, inflation's a thing? But that's the whole point, is like, I understand you have to raise prices, but you're raising them like every year now, and it's kind of getting annoying. And you have viable competitors. That's the thing, is Netflix has viable competitors in many countries now. Stuff like Amazon Prime Video, you know, Max, Disney Plus, Hulu. Depending on where you are, those services might have a lot more content. For example, Disney Plus in my country actually has about the same size catalog as Netflix, you know, and arguably it's got more high profile shows and movies that we've all heard of because they bought 20th Century Fox and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below, guys. I'll leave a link to this article. It's from Variety if you want to check it out. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you think this price increase is bad for Netflix? Do you think it's good for Netflix? Let me know, because I don't think raising prices is actually really a good thing for a lot of consumers, especially consumers with lower paying jobs and obviously that we're going to have to work harder and work more to obviously make more money in order to be able to pay for this sort of stuff. But that it is what it is, you know. I understand big business, and obviously as someone who does like stock trading and investing, I understand what an investor's point of view, wanting to have more revenue and more growth. But I also understand that with these writers, they need a living wage. These writers and actors need a living wage and royalties for their hard work. So yeah. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about it in the comments down below. I know it's not really gaming related, but obviously I figured I'd cover this because obviously it's Netflix related. So there is that. But yeah, guys, subscribe, like, share, notifications, all that good stuff. I've been NG, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.